I came across something that probably for the most of the beginners be interesting. It's about the boiler control. So here we have, this is a thermostat. Even though there's too many wires, this actually pretty simple. There's a thermostat. One side is connected to 24 volts. So 24 volts goes to the thermostat, and then when thermostat is on, or there is call for heat, that 24 volt comes back. Now the reason I found this interesting, I don't have a vent damper here connected anymore. This has been done, obviously was not done by us, by someone else, but I'm gonna explain what they did actually, because I just followed these wires. Alright, so 24 volt comes back. From there, one wire of the 24 volts goes to the relay. So the relay comes on and the pump gets 120 volts. The other wire of the 24 volt goes to, and here is this one, goes to a limit switch, the backdraft sensor, and then goes through the backdraft sensor and comes back here, and then it goes through the aquastat, then it comes out from the aquastat, goes through the rollout switch, comes from the rollout switch, and goes directly to the gas valve. So basically, when there is call for heat, 24 volt has to go through backdraft sensor, make sure that sensor is on. Then, once that sensor is on, it goes through the aquastat. If the aquastat is also closed, it continues. Call for heat, basically, which is 24 volt, continues its journey down to rollout switch. Make sure that there is no flame rollout. If that switch is closed, it continues its way to the gas valve, and the gas valve gets 24 volts. That's how gas valve comes on. Meanwhile, while we have, and that's the end of the gas valve portion of it. If we had the damper, the vent damper connected, that would also go through vent damper switch, and it would be one other switch. So there is one switch, 2, and 3. All these 3 switches have to be closed in order gas valve to be on. Let's say the aquastat actually satisfied the temperature and it disconnected. So the switch disconnected. Then gas valve shuts off, but we still have 24 volts going to the relay, so the relay is on. That is actually, the red means on. So it's getting 24 volts. Pump is getting 24 volts. Now the boiler control is not difficult at all. It just goes through switch number 1. Damper also has switch if this was connected. Then aquastat is just a piece of switch, nothing else. It has its setting set to 180, and this can be set slightly more, slightly less, but roughly 180 right there. And if there is call for heat and aquastat has not reached 180, then that turns on the gas valve. So, well, the other end of the gas valve is simply connected to the 0, which is common for the 24 volts. Sometimes I call it 0, but just it's a neutral basically, but in this case it's called common because it's low voltage. That's about the boiler control. We have only 4 switches in this case. One is rollout, the other one is aquastat, which is basically temperature control, temperature switch. There is backdraft sensor, and there is the vent damper. In this case, vent damper is manually on all the time, and that's fine. That's how this operates. Thanks for watching.